Welcome to Car House. This is the Three Pedals Podcast. I'm Al Richards. We have Mike Palumbo, Dan Pendleton, and Ben Jensen, and we're going to continue part 2 with our guest, Timmy Fournames.
So I was thinking about it today, and I'm like, how fucking stupid of a company could you be to just be like, you know what we can do? We can trick the entire world that diesels are clean. You know what I mean? Like, why not just run it the way it was run? And just say, okay, well, in order to meet emission standards, we need to like do something else. Like, I don't understand where the mentality where Bosch got involved and they were like, we're going to fucking just ruin this entire company that is outselling more cars than
People would have bought them anyways.
I'll tell you why. Corporate America, save a buck.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck?
You know, it wasn't just Volkswagen. That
it was
got fucked on
Bosch.
those.
I know it was Mercedes. It was BMW.
So,
it was
Ford,
Porsche. Yeah.
Ford got in it, and all those. It's all. You notice it's all the fucking brands.
Yeah, VW took the downfall
Yeah, I know they
for
did.
everyone.
Yep.
But Bosch was the main.
Fucking.
They were the ones that devised the software. They were the ones that created the loophole. They and that little university, I forget what it was. Somebody
little.
Well, not the little university, the little group of students who were like, "Oh, let's research how these diesels are so clean."
Yeah.
I was thinking about.
Do you know where it was? MIT.
Okay, not little.
Literally fucking MIT.
You know, a small school. It's
Just a little school.
A bunch of fucking nerds.
It was like
Yeah.
10 people though that were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we're gonna just test them on the road and see how clean they are."
It
and they
wasn't-
were not clean.
Nope. And the fucking crazy part was, it wasn't like it was a school. They did this on their own, like personal time.
That's what I mean. It was like a small group of
like
students.
listen.
Yeah.
I can't. You know what though? In the same breath, we all have some form of that same fucking crazy ADHD where we just become so fucking hyperfixated on something. Those kids did it and just cracked the biggest fucking case in emission scandals ever.
I almost wonder, do you think that the manufacturers in the US were like,
Fuck.
let's figure out how to fuck the Europeans and whatever we need to do. Like, I just wonder if there was some driving force behind the research group. You know what I mean?
I mean, it might have been.
Why are these
some
guys?
deep
Why can't
conspiracy.
we? Like, let's say Chevy or Ford or Chrysler was like, well, how are they doing this? Why are they outselling our cars? Like, they surpassed Toyota in 2015 for car sales, which they became the biggest car manufacturer in the world. Like, there must have been people who were like, there's no freaking way that this is legit. And there was just a small group of students who figured it out. Is that real? Is that just
They just
I don't know. I just wonder if
I think
there's more to it than that.
I think the fact that so many manufacturers were doing it, they all fucking knew.
Yeah.
Everyone knew. It was the unspoken word of like, we're all doing this. If one of us gets caught, we're all fucked.
Yep.
But no domestic manufacturers had a small diesel.
Yes, they did. Chevy did with the Cruze.
Yeah, the Cruise.
Chevy Cruze.
Yep, Chevy Cruze had a 2-liter diesel.
Really? I've never seen.
Yep.
I don't think I've
And
ever.
I think, didn't the Focus come with a diesel at one point? Like the RS gen that we got?
Not in the US. They didn't, obviously.
Did the Chevy
Prevalent
Cruze
everywhere.
have higher emissions than what they stated? Because it must have.
I don't know if GM ever
Gave a fuck.
yeah, I mean, honestly, they sold so few of them that I don't think it really ever became a target. But Ram got tagged with the diesels
The
in
eco-diesel.
the eco diesels and the Grand Cherokees and things like that. So it was a broad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what the big thing was? They met a criteria. It's like a PZEV. You have to meet a certain criteria of particulate per parts per million to get that categorized. I don't think any other. There was no U.S. manufacturer who built clean diesels. So I don't know if the market was. I mean, don't get me wrong, the market's not a huge market for diesel. So I don't know if they. I don't know if like another manufacturer was behind it, so to speak. I want to put it past Chevy though. I mean, they've done some sketchy shit over the fucking course of history.
I'm sure.
Don't get me started on that fucking rabbit hole.
What, Saturn? The whole.
No. I'm talking like.
Oh,
I'm
did you hear
talking
about
like
the electric car that got
the EV one.
Yeah,
Those are fucking sick. No, but I'm talking like Chevy knew the Nazis in Germany were building like wartime shit. in their factories, and Chevy was like, yeah, whatever, we don't care, just
wow.
keep building it. Like a lot of these U.S. manufacturers have done some sketchy shit.
Yeah,
over
as
history.
long as there's money.
Chevy's about as legit as fucking DuPont.
Oh my god.
No, DuPont's legit, dude.
Yeah.
As
They're
long as
still
there's
around.
money, as long as there's money going into the pocket. I mean, most of these people.
Yeah, it doesn't
don't
matter
care.
if it's blood,
Yeah.
munitions
Who
to
cares? They don't
terrorists.
know.
It doesn't matter.
It gets
What, you
washed
don't like
before it
birth
gets to them.
defects?
Yeah, by the way, speaking of DuPont sketchy companies, great series on DuPont on last podcast on the left.
Really?
Yeah, great. It's like a 3 or 4 part series that they did on it. Fantastic.
About what? Like the
The whole history of the DuPont company and all the blood and death that followed the company.
yeah. What was,
it was real
what's
good.
the main thing that we all have in our bloodstream now, thanks to DuPont?
Microplastics.
Yeah, microplastics. Yeah. Well, yeah,
No,
not
it was
PFAS,
like
but
it was
microplastics,
like
yeah.
the Teflon.
Oh, Teflon. Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Thanks DuPont.
That's
Shout out to DuPont.
It's good
Thanks,
for you.
Obama.
Do they still make auto paint? Because if they make
yeah.
the right colors, we'll give them a pass.
Yeah, no, they still make it. They still make it. I don't
just-
know.
Do they make Montana green?
Yeah, every time you spray it, 3 people die. It's fine.
Whatever.
It's just the fucking commercial, like those old "Don't Do Drugs" commercials where the fucking kids deflated on the couch.
Yes.
And the dog's like, "This is what happens when you smoke weed."
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, the shotgun one.
You
was
really
pretty
like this
impressive.
fucking car color? Great. 4 people died for it.
Yeah.
Blood's on your hands now, bitch.
Yep. And then you never talk about it again. You're like, you know what? I still want that color. So yeah, just make it. I don't know those people.
I don't give a
Fine.
People die every day.
Yep.
You know what? For you, a paid in full reference. People get shot every day, B. You'll be all right. Tough, right?
I fucking love that movie.
That movie's so bad, it's good.
All right. So
What?
I know Timmy because of the Jazz Blue Mark III.
Oh, that shit box.
Yep. And you said originally when we were talking, you said you had the Mark IIs. Well, you had the one main one and then a couple of them. And then you bought your first Jazz.
Yep. That car came out of Texas, I think it was. So I cheap Mark IIIs. I don't buy fucking New England cars.
Yep.
When it comes to Mark IIIs, you buy Southern cars, and that is it. I don't give a fuck. I'll call me a pussy. I'm not dealing with Russian.
Not wrong.
I'll fix anything as long as it's not body work.
I'm never doing body work again.
Nope. Fuck that. Paint jail is not.
Not happen. No.
Fucking. I don't care if it has no clear coat.
That thing's doing a 5 to 10 right now.
That you're never getting
Easy.
that back.
Yeah.
The Mark II's gone.
That thing's doing a bid.
You know
Thing
what
is
though?
crushed.
Uh,
Told me 8 weeks ago I was getting it back in 2 weeks.
That thing's purple right now.
And that was given to
I'll
him
take it. I don't
6
give a
years
shit.
ago.
Paint
Primer
it
gray.
whatever color you want. Just give it back to me.
he painted
Nardo
that shit
gray?
gold.
Yeah.
Nardo gray.
Well, whether you want to call it primer or Nardo, whatever it might be.
Potato badildo. So yeah, no, so I bought this, I think also off of Vortex, believe it or not. It was a 97 Jazz Blue GTI VR6.
Must have been a driver's.
They were all drivers.
Oh, everyone.
Yeah,
All right.
every Jazz Blue. So there's
Well, I've seen conflicting that like 97 was the only year.
so here's some Mark III nerdism for you. Real driver edition GTIs have a VIN digit specifically for driver edition
Okay.
GTIs. The fourth VIN digit, I think it's the fourth or the sixth, I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's fourth. The fourth VIN digit of every driver's edition GTI is a G. I have the actual literature VIN breakdown from VW to show you that it literally states GTI VR6 / driver's edition. And then like 2 lines below it, it just says GTI VR6. So 98, they were driver edition leftovers.
Okay.
And what's fucked up is ETKA acknowledges them, which ETKA is the VW parts catalog. They acknowledge them as driver's editions, but they're not because the VIN, as far as I'm concerned, the VIN doesn't say it's a driver's edition. It's not a driver's edition.
Yep.
They had leftover parts. They were like, hey, throw them in these fucking cars. All 98s look
Yep.
the same as a 97. But yeah, it was a 97 GTI VR6 in Jazz Blue. It's the only color on a Mark III that I will buy. The one above it is mulberry.
Yep.
And I will never find one of those, so I've just accepted fate and bought a Jazz Blue. It was out of Texas. Kid was stationed in the military, made his way to Oklahoma City. It was on a cogged Vortec V1 with an air-to-water intercooler. The car made 5 something to the tire.
Damn.
And he was like, I'll sell it to you. He's like, if you want it. He's like, figure out what it was. It was like, looking back, I think it was $7,500 as it sat. Cogged Vortec V1 500 wheel for $7,500.
Nowadays,
It's a fucking smoking deal.
Yeah.
And he was like, or I'll take the blower off and put it back to NA and I'll sell it to you for $5. And I was like, fuck it. Take the blower off, sell the blower, and I'll buy it for $5. Sight unseen, which the dumbest fucking idea,
Did you get
but it
it
makes
shipped?
the most fun. Yeah, I got it shipped. Ironically, shipped to Speed Life, and the car came off the trailer, not running. $5,000 and then like $1,000 to ship it, and the car did not run.
Yep.
And I had sold my Mark II to fund this shitbox that
You're taking your
didn't run.
Chevrolegs to work the
Yep,
next day.
pretty
Yeah.
much. Well, I had, thankfully, well, I shouldn't say thankfully, this sounds fucked up. My grandmother had passed and she left me a 97 Accord EXL.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
Fucking thing was a cream puff and I should have kept it because that thing was the fucking shit.
I wanted one of those for a long time.
Maroon, tan interior, leather. Oh, it was the fucking balls. I drove around listening to Mobb Deep's The Infamous in that on cassette and thought I was the fucking shit. While painting graffiti every goddamn night, but that's a different story for another time.
Massachusetts kids.
Dude, I was a track rat growing up.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I was a massive track rat. Like cars and motorcycles and everything, I am a very artistic kid. And I spent basically since I was a preteen until even now on the MBTA tracks, painting graffiti, looking at graffiti, benching freight, everything. It's an outlet for me that can't kick. But anyways, I bought this car, sight unseen, had it shipped, didn't fucking run when I got it. And I thank you to Jason Fennessy at Speed Life because I left it in his fucking like parking lot at Speed Life for like 2 months. And like every day after work, I would drive up there in either my Honda or my ex-girlfriend's Trailblazer, and I would fucking just fix it in like the dark.
What was wrong with it?
All said and done, the fucking EEPROM chip in the ECU wasn't
Loosened up.
It was fried. I ended up literally putting a new EEPROM. I had another spare ECU for a VR swap that I had planned for a Mark II later on down the line, and I diagged it all to figure out. I was like, everything's there. The ECU fuse kept blowing though, and I was like, what the fuck is? And then finally, when I had diagged it all, playing footsies.
I was trying a little bit.
When I had fucking diagged it all to the final thing, it was like, it has to be the ECU. It's the only fucking thing.
How much work did you do?
Oh, it was like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Fucking like going up after. So I used to work at Mass General. I would leave work at 3:30. I would get to Speed Life by like 5. And I think I got this thing in like fucking March. So like
Dark.
Still
it was
kinda
dark at
yeah.
6 o'clock.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like for 2 weeks just trying to like diag this thing, freezing my balls off in a parking lot.
Yep.
And Jason didn't charge me a fucking dime, which
Shout
out to Jason for that. But yeah, I fucking diagged it. I think I still had the video of it first firing up, and I was so fucking stoked. So fucking stoked.
Yeah, and at that point, nothing else matters. The fact
Yeah,
that you
no.
spent $5,000, the fact
Yeah.
that it
Yeah, the
never
money,
ran,
it was
like-
worth every
Yep.
fucking bit of
Yep.
of money. The $6,000 or whatever that I spent in total on it. And I drove it home and proceeded to fall down a rabbit hole of just Mark IIIs and collecting parts. And I mean, at that point, I already collected a shit ton of wheels, but like Mark IIIs became my fucking prime focus. And yeah, it went all down the rabbit hill from there. And that car taught me everything from why you don't defer maintenance
Yep.
on anything.
What happened?
And well, the big one that hits
Chains?
home. No, coming back from Waterfest, I shot a rear wheel bearing out of the fuck. I literally will never forget that. I was driving in front of Rutgers going home, and we left Waterfest early because my mother called me and was like, "Hey, I have an extra ticket to Paul McCartney at Fenway. Do you want to go?" And
Hell
I
yeah.
said, "Fuck yeah."
All right.
I was like, but I'm in Jersey. She's like, well, the show's not till 7. And I'm like, well, it's fucking 1 here. I'm like, Jersey. I'm like, I can get back. I'm like, in this thing, I can fucking cook that in like 3.5, 4 hours. I could be back home, shower. I could totally do that. We left Waterfest early. It was, I don't know, fucking 100 degrees out, humid as fuck. It was, you got roached.
Yep.
And I remember driving in front of Rutgers to make my way to get on, 23 or whatever the highway is. It's not the turnpike. I think it's 17 or 23 or whatever. And I remember driving in front of Rutgers, and I kept hearing the squeaking noise. Like all weekend, I just kept hearing, eek, and I was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I'm taking turns, and I'm like, it's like random. Like, what the fuck? Didn't think anything of it. Ignored it probably.
Yeah.
And
As you should.
You're like, fuck it. I'm only 4 hours from home and piss poor because I'm a fucking 19-year-old kid or whatever. Like, whatever. Well, I don't even know how old I was at this point. But either way, I'm driving and I hear bing. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? And I look out my passenger window and all of a sudden I just see out the fucking hub hole. It was the fucking crown nut for the stub axle.
God.
So Mk3s don't have hubs. They don't have stub, they have a stub axle, and the hub is part of the brake rotor.
Yep.
And the bearings are free. They're not enclosed bearings. I didn't fucking know that.
No, why would you?
Why would I? I don't fucking know. And they were on stock wheels. It wasn't like I was running like crazy wide wheels or anything, but the wheel bearings were fucking roached. And it put me on the side of the road for 9 hours.
Oh.
9 fucking hours. I went, I was going home and I had some buddies with me and they, saints to them, Tyler from Volkswagen, went to and from like 3 different AutoZones to get me rear wheel bearings. And I had set this fucking brake rotor up. I had no axle nut. So Portuguese Joe from Volkswagen cut the top of a Poland spring bottle, like a fucking 18-ounce or 8-ounce Poland spring bottle, and I used bandage tape to go around the nut of the stub of the axle, the stub of the brake rotor.
Yep.
And I bandage taped the cap to the brake rotor and put it on, and then packed the grease through the drinking hole of this fucking water bottle and put my wheel on and drove it home.
Damn.
I missed Paul McCartney.
Shame.
Who'd she bring to the concert?
I don't even remember. I think it was my uncle. It was her, my uncle Bruce, and like someone else. And she had an extra ticket and it was going to be me. And then I think it was just them two, which whatever. Hey, good for them.
Yeah.
Paul McCartney never came back to Boston or to Fenway. Devastated. But at that point, I had met the only people who stopped, besides like a couple of the Volkswagen guys who just happened to be driving the same way home. Mikey Vaculo, aka Fresh White Tea on VW Vortex,
Yep.
pulled over in the fucking Slabrio that he had. He had a wrap fucking Cabrio VRT, and he pulled over, and I'll never forget him getting out of the car. He's like, "Yo, you good?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "The fucking wheel bearing shit the bed on me," and he's like, "I got tools. Hold on," and went into the back, grabbed out this whole new Mark III kid. Don't have any tools, by the way.
Yeah.
I had to buy everything on the side of the road. Pulled out this whole fucking thing, this whole toolbox, gets to the car and looks, he goes, "Oh, dude, you're fucked."
Jesus.
And he stayed on the side of the road with me for like an hour, shooting the shit with
Damn.
me, talking, going back and forth. We're still best friends. Like, I still talk to him to this day.
That's awesome.
And ultimately, my second Jazz Blue came from him.
Yep.
Fucking years later. But yeah, no, that car taught me deferred maintenance is a real fucking thing. And having a license is such a fucking privilege. Because I ultimately lost my license 3 times because of that car.
4.
Like, the one that everyone's most notable for is coming back from H2O in I think it was the last year I went, so 2017, I think. And it was me and a bunch of the Volkswagen guys. There was probably Kyle Belcher was there, Evan Tong, a whole bunch of. I mean, there was.
Wow, that's a name I haven't.
Yeah,
heard
Evan
in a
was
long time.
there. Rich Jocelyn, Sarah, and Steve were there. I mean, Joey Sun was there. Connor Hoodigan. I don't know if you know him. He works for Turner now on their race team. All South Shore guys and girls. And we were coming back from H2O and we had a fucking terrible. We left early That was the year Joe Booth's Mark III ate a crankshaft in Ocean City, Maryland, and had to buy a box truck or rent a box truck from U-Haul with a trailer to tow his car home. Ugh. That started the fucking trip home. We got to the ferry because we would take the ferry from Cape May to Jersey because it was a nice way to kill an hour. You weren't driving for an hour, so it was nice. We got out of Jersey, and that week, I needed an axle. I had drift stitched my axle boot together because Mk3s ordered me an axle and ordered the wrong fucking side. And we were leaving for H2O because you don't prep until the last fucking night. Let's be real. I packed it with grease, and I fucking literally took small zip ties and zip tied the boot shut after I packed it with grease and put it in the car and drove it to fucking H2O. And scumbag Steve Halverson had a Mark III as well, a Tornado red car, and was having axle issues. I had kept the axle because when I got to Ocean City, I changed it. I kept the axle. I'm like, dude, this is a fucking trophy piece. It drove 400 some odd miles, held together by zip ties on a boot. That's getting fucking kept and put somewhere. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to put it, but I should keep this. We were driving home. Scummy blew an axle in Ocean City, changed it, drove to the fucking ferry, got over the ferry into New Jersey, and the new axle he put in Ocean City fucking failed again because the bolt started to back out and fucking destroyed the fucking inner CV. And I was like, dude, you're not going to believe this. The axle you need is the one that I drift stitched that's in my car still. He's like, can I have it? I'm like, yes, absolutely. Like, let's get the fuck home. Like, let's go. We had the car up, axle out, with a new axle in, down on the ground in 13 minutes. Oh, wow. Because it was like fucking 10 of us. Yeah. And we're driving. His real wheel bearing starts to shit the bed. We get to this fucking Catholic school in like the middle of northern New Jersey, like right outside of like, where the fuck was it? Like Rumney, New Jersey or some shit like that. I forget where it was. It was somewhere in northern New Jersey. And there's like, the one thing that I gotta say about Volkswagen dudes is if we go down, we all go down. Yeah. We all sat in this fucking parking lot waiting for a tow truck that someone had AAA gold, and we AAA gold Steve's car to damn near Providence using other people's AAA gold. And we fucking ended up in this parking lot in North Jersey, and this cop pulls up and was like, you know, Ocean City is like 4 hours south of here. And we're like, what the fuck? Dude. The guy pulled up right there.
I'm a gold member.
Me too.
I don't bring tools with me.
Neither do I.
I call AAA.
Exactly.
I'm like, I'm not working.
You know what's better is I just cheat and I go grab my parts van and just load it in the van and go home.
I call my boss and I go home. I say, hey, go pick that up. Thank you.
Yep.
That's convenient.
So we're sitting in this, and this cop pulls up. And kind of find out the dude's got like a turboed S50 swapped E30 on like BBSs. Sick. Like total car dude. And he's like, yeah, dude, you're good. Like, don't worry about it. We're not going to fuck with you. Anyways, make a long story short, we've been on the road. We left at 8 or 9 in the morning. I hit the Mass border from Connecticut. It had to have been like 11:30 at night. It was an all day affair.
Yep.
And we're coming up. We're in Sturbridge, and there's easily 15 cars. It's Kyle Belcher, Rich Jocelyn in a WRX at the time, Connor, me. Like, there's a bunch of us, all loud cars. And I remember driving in the second lane. We were all lined up in the second lane. And I remember looking to my right, and in the woods, and just in the woods, no lights on. State trooper.
Scumbag.
Fucking scumbag. I just got bagged for a 95 and a 65 the other day. That's another story though. Jesus. He fucking sees me, and without a doubt, what do? I turn and we make eye contact. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is gonna be a problem. I'm like, it's gonna be a fucking problem. Now, mind you, this VR6, 3-inch straight pipe from the header.
Oh, so it's fucking loud.
The song of my fucking people. And we drive by him, doing the speed limit, minding our business. No one else is on the road because it's Monday we leave on. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, 4 miles down the road, I see the headlights start to kind of fade back, and next thing you know, there's blues behind me. I'm like, what the fuck?
Were you last in the group?
No. I was like middle of the pack. He lit up the rear half of his lights to let everyone else slow down, and then got behind me and fucking hit him.
Yep.
It was the color. It must have been the color.
It had to have been the fucking color.
And the straight pipe.
So I pull over now, like all Mk3s, the window regulator doesn't work on the passenger side.
Yep.
And it's held up. The window on the passenger side is held up by a 2x4 in the door.
Yeah. God, yeah.
Just fucking held up.
Absolutely.
And I pull up to this.
Did you yank the 2x4 out so
No,
you could?
no, because I had color concept door cards. I wasn't fucking taking those off. I had the blue tail lights with the blue door cards. I was full color matched everything. You couldn't fucking tell me nothing.
Pal, do you know how much these door cards are worth?
You know what it took to get these from Europe?
Dude, you know what? I got them from Jamie Orr before Jamie Orr became who he is now.
Yeah.
I can't speak on it.
Yep.
I'm not going to speak on it, but either way. So he pulls me over. I pull over, and I am 4 inches from the Jersey barrier wall in the breakdown lane because I know my passenger side window doesn't work. So I'm thinking if I pull super close to the wall, he'll come to the driver's side where it works. This dickhead squeezed between the fucking car and the wall, and he was short and he was pissed.
Yep.
So
Typical.
he fucking squeezes in between the car and the wall, and my sunroof is open because no AC again, and goes, roll down your fucking window. And I go, it doesn't work. And he goes, what? I go, it doesn't work. That's why I pulled close to the wall so you can come to this side. He's like, and just fucking huff and puffs and is already pissed. I'm like, I'm already getting fucking destroyed for this right now. Comes around the car and comes to the fucking thing, I roll my window down, and he's like, license or registration. I said, give it to him. And he's like, I fucking heard you from 15 miles away. This is fucking ridiculous. Going on and on. And it took this is where I learned patience when talking to cops when I'm in the wrong, because it took every ounce out of me to go, dude, there's 15 of us all with modified exhaust. There's no way you heard just fucking me.
Yep.
But he just fucking ripped me a new asshole and fucking, he's going on and on and on about this fucking exhaust is illegal. It's fucking absurd. Why is it so fucking loud? Da, da, da. And he walks out to the front of the car, and I had a shaved front bumper. So no turn signals, no nothing. Mark IV lookalike headlights. And he goes, and where's your fucking front plate? You have no front plate on this fucking car. And he goes, and your sticker's 2 years old. What? I was like, well, dude, I don't have a front plate because the plate bracket's on back order. Typical fucking parts manager fucking talk. And he's like, fucking drill into the bumper. I don't give a fuck. So he goes back, and he's in his car for like 10 minutes. And now everyone, even though we all
I was saying,
they all kept going.
Oh,
they all kept going. They weren't fucking stopping. And I don't blame them.
Not for a cop.
No.
Everyone stops for everything else. If you get pulled over, see you later.
You're on your
Text
own.
me,
Sorry
meet
about
you at the
that.
next
Yeah.
rest area.
Yeah.
So he goes on, and he goes into his car for like, I don't know, fucking 10 minutes. And I'm now at this point, I go, where's the second trooper?
Yep.
The second car's coming. I'm getting arrested this time. On and on and on. And finally comes back, and he goes, here's your ticket. Have a good night. And walks off. Gives me my shit back and walks off. Okay, look, $475.
Oh.
Fucking exhaust, no inspection sticker, no front plate.
But can he do that?
Oh.
It's Connecticut, right?
No, it was in Mass.
Oh, okay.
And Massachusetts
Sturbridge, you said.
And
Yeah.
Massachusetts exhaust laws is officer discretion.
Yeah.
So $475 ticket, and I'm pissed. And if you know anything about Massachusetts, that's 5 moving violations in one. That's an automatic license suspension.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So mind you, I had already lost my license because the first speeding ticket I ever got in my Mark II, I don't know how the fuck I did that, was 80 into 65, following too closely to an undercover, and unsafe lane change. And it put me in a driver's retraining course in Springfield to get my license renewed.
Yep. I had to take a couple of those. Yep.
That was my first ticket ever. So I already knew that I was in the fucking the habitual offender group. And I was like, this is me spending $140 again on this stupid fucking class, another $100 to renew my license, and a $500 fucking ticket. Yeah, it wasn't a fun time. So everyone's ahead. He pulls off fucking Speedy Gonzalez away, and I pull off ever so slowly, just trying not to fucking reiterate the fact that there's a straight pipe VR. And everyone's kind of like, "You good?" I'm like, "Yep, I'm good. I'll meet you all at Uno's, because Uno's will be open by the time we get there." I am the only one on the pike at, I don't know, 12 o'clock at night. I'm in like Framingham, and the pike is pitch black at night. There's no lights out there. And I'm driving. And in my rear view, I see a set of lights pop up, like headlights. And it's cooking. It's fucking cooking. And I'm like, oh shit. So I'm in the third lane. I bounce over into the second lane, and I'm going do. And this fucking dude goes from the passing lane and just gets right behind me, lights him up again. It's another fucking state trooper. I'm like, dude, are you fucking kidding me right now?
The longest day of your life.
30 miles ago, this dickhead, I'm like, I'm like, there's no way. This is double jeopardy. There's no fucking way.
And how far away from home are you at this point?
Well, I'm outside. I'm in like, it's after Sturbridge, so I think I'm in like the Natick, Framingham.
Okay.
So from home, I'm probably like a 30-minute drive. Like,
You're there.
I can fucking taste
That's
home.
how I feel when I hit the New Hampshire border.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I
can
like
bang
home.
this shit out real quick.
I'm home.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, once I hit Mass, I know I'm like, all right, cool. I'm an hour drive. No matter what, I'm an hour drive. I can get home. I can do this.
Yep.
So I fucking pull over. And at this point, I'm fuming. I'm exhausted. I'm pissed. And this guy...
Does he come over to the passenger side?
No, he goes to the fucking driver's side. And I'm hands to 10 and 2, and I'm just looking forward because I'm tired and I'm just so aggravated. And he goes, license and registration? And I fucking go, because I didn't put it away.
Yep.
It stayed in my passenger seat.
Handed to him with the other ticket.
And I handed him the license and registration, and he looks at it, and he goes, you know why I'm stopping you? And I go, I don't know. The same fucking reason you boycott me 30 miles back? And he's like, what? And I said, hold on. I grabbed the ticket from the passenger seat and I handed it to him. And he looks at it and I go, just know, sir, that if you write another ticket, I'm going to fight it as fast as you fucking write it. And he looked at the ticket, looked at the inspection sticker, walked out front, looked at the bumper, and goes, gives me the ticket and goes, have a good night. Yep. Just fucking, I went home.
He knew that other guy hammered you.
Oh, he just like smirked and was like, yeah, dude, this dude's having a fucking rough night. And just let me go. I fucking went home. I still have the ticket, I think. I keep all like my court papers and shit as a fucking reminder. It didn't help me last Friday, and yeah, I fucking, at that point, when I got home, like a week later, I got the letter in the mail. I was like, yeah, your license is suspended. Yep. You need to take a driver retraining course, and you need to take a habitual reoffender course. Ugh. So it was $140 plus another $120 for the habitual training, the $500 ticket, and then $100 to reinstate my license. I think I did the math. Like, I've lost my license 3 times. I did the math with court fees, lawyer fees, I think I've given the state of Massachusetts like 11 grand. Ugh. It's fucking disgusting. And
they still can't fix their roads?
No.
Jeez.
God, don't get me started. Soapbox. Fuck that state sometimes.
Yep, all the time.
Every time.
Sorry.
And at that point, I realized I can't daily drive a Mark III VR.
Yeah.
And I can't lose my license a fucking 4th time. So I traded the car to Henry Gomez, who just sold the fucking thing.
I know, I saw that.
Fucking devastating, but good that thing's out of my life.
Yeah.
I traded it for a 89 Westy built Golf. And you Mark II nerds are gonna go, that's impossible. They stopped the plant in 87. Blah. It had a 1 VW VIN on it. Suck my dick. And I straight traded him this Jazz for this 5-speed Alpine White Mark II that was bone stock, and someone had jammed a fucking Hyundai head unit with nav.
Hell yeah.
In the fucking shifter console.
Yeah.
And the nav fucking worked.
Sick.
I have no idea to this day how it worked, but I was so fucking stoked on this fucking head unit having nav that the next H2O that I went to, I used that nav to get down. I knew the ride on the back of my hand, but I used that nav to get there.
Was the map actually accurate?
It was surprising. It came out of like a 20 fucking like an '08 fucking Santa Fe or some shit like that. But it had like an aux hookup in it. I don't know how the fuck it was wired. I don't want to know how the fuck it was wired. It fucking worked. And that fucking thing, I drove that car around for, I don't know, probably a year. And
I vaguely remember.
it was bone stock, except I had colored fucking white taillights on it, MHWs.
Yep.
Everything I own needs to have colored fucking taillights. I don't care.
I scored some yellows.
Dude, they're fucking so good. I want to get another set of factory tails for the Mark 8, the 8.5, and I want to scuff them and clear them with blue tint so they fucking are like color magics. Like, I'm going to do it when taillights aren't $500 a taillight.
Yeah.
And I daily drove that Mark II for like a year. I put no money in it. I remember like the second week of owning it, I'm driving to work on a Saturday. I hit a bump, and all of a sudden the car got louder. And I'm like, the fuck? And I look back, and in the fucking road was the muffler rocking. And I said, that's going to stay there. And I'm just going to keep, it was 6:30 in the morning. I'm like, I'm just going to keep going to work because fuck, I'm not picking it up.
Nope.
And it stayed that straight pipe. Well, it still had a cap, but it stayed that loud ass fucking 8-valve. The shift bushings were so shot in that car that if you wanted to get into first, you had, and mind you,
You had to go in a second.
early 2000s bullshit.
Yeah.
It had a fucking beer tap fucking shift knob that was
obviously.
17 feet tall.
So that makes it even harder to find it.
The easiest thing to fucking
What kind
do.
of beer?
I think it was a Blue Moon.
Yep.
Word.
I think it was Blue Moon. It was, or maybe I don't know, some fucking wheat beer.
That's awful.
But the trick to get into first was you would lift it. You would lift the whole shifter up because it would go higher than the fucking reverse lockout, and you could just put it into first. It was, I thought my 3-speed auto 8-valve was fucking slow. I don't know what the fuck this was. This was even slower. I drove that thing for a year, drove it to H2O, and I remember coming over the Delaware Bridge into Maryland. And for like the last hour, same thing, 90,000 fucking degrees. I remember driving over the bridge and hearing for like the last hour this really high-pitched whine. And I'm like, what the fuck is this noise?
Oh my god!
And I'm
Don't
like,
even tell me, dude.
I'm putting it in neutral and letting it coasting, and the whine staying the same. I'm slowing down, the whine staying the same, and I'm like, so it's not belt drive related, it's not timing belt related, it's not wheel, like it's not rotational. So I'm like, what the fuck is this whine? Temps are kind of on, they're a little warm because I don't know if you know, Mark IIs have the actual reading.
Yep.
They don't just take a generic like, oh hey, it's at 180. It's right now it's 205, and in 10 minutes it's 175, and that's what the gauge reads. But I'm like, all right, temps aren't crazy, so I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this whine is. We get over the fucking Delaware Bridge and traffic. And I remember coming down the bridge, getting into the fucking toll line in millions of cars of traffic, and it starts to sputter. And I'm like, fuck, this thing's dying. It literally is like misfire. I'm like, what the fuck? So I give the toll attendant money, and I kind of like limp it out. And as I limped it out of the toll booth, it dies completely. I'm like, fuck, I'm too far from home, and I'm not close to Ocean City. I have no idea what the fuck this is. So I open the hood, and Joey's son's there, and there's a bunch of us, and we're all looking around, and it's like the engine bay looks normal. Like everything looks fine. Like what the fuck? Kyle Belcher was there in his Golf. I think this was like 2017. And I don't know, something.
The white Mark 6.
The
right?
white Mark 6 Golf with the blood red interior
Mm-hmm.
and the Schmidt TH lines that we went to.
So good.
We went to Amish country to go get on a fucking Friday night after work.
Hell yeah.
That's a story too. But he was like, we're all looking at him like, everything looks fine. Like nothing's leaking coolant. Like what the fuck could it be? I have a knack of taking hoods off of things and just saying, fuck it, it's got to be overheating something. I took the fucking hood on it and I shoved it in the back seat. And there's a photo of me driving down the fucking highway. Both corners of the hood sticking out the fucking doors because I'm like, fuck it, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I crank it after I take the hood off, and it's kind of getting there. It's still misfiring a little bit. So I let it sit for about 10, 15 minutes.
Let it cool down.
Let it cool down. I'm thinking like, all right, whatever. Like, take the hood off. It'll cool itself down. Whatever. 10, 15 minutes goes by. I start it. The wine's gone. So I'm like, what the fuck? I have no. I'm thinking like maybe the coolant bottle's starting to let go and the temp sensor's like causing it to. I'm like, I don't know. It's U.S. built Mark IIs are not CE1, but they're not CE2.
Yeah, they're
like
super
this
weird.
hodgepodge of.
Digifont?
It was Digifont, but the fuse block is its own fuse block style. It's a fucking shit show. And I'm thinking like, well, maybe the fucking temp sensors like making something go fucking haywire and it's like going into a limp mode, or I'm like, I don't know. After about 15 minutes of letting it fucking cool off, I started it and the wine's gone. So I'm like, fuck it, we're going. And I drive all the way to fucking Ocean City and it makes it there. I get out of the fucking car. I'm like, I'm going upstairs. I'm taking a shower and I'm going the fuck to like just relax. An hour and a half later, I come down and there is a puddle the size of Africa underneath the back of my car. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? The fuel accumulator, aka the black box on a Mark II,
Yep.
there's a lift pump out of the tank to another fuel pump and fuel filter housing that's underneath the car that then sends it to the fuel rail. It had rusted and air was getting sucked into the fuel pump. And the whine that I heard was the fuel pump overheating.
Yeah.
So I've been driving around sucking in air in this fuel and probably, mind you, no muffler. So hot ass exhaust pipe, 4 fucking 12 inches from this fucking leaking fuel pump. And I get it there and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to park it for the week. I'm just going to fucking ignore it. I'm going to pretend it does not exist. I was like, at least I know what it is and I can kind of limp it home. If I hear it getting loud and whining, pull over, stop, let it cool down. And I'm like, at least I can get home.
Dude, I thought you were going to say it was the navigation system from Honda.
Imagine.
I fucking
Like the thing was whining because it was like pulling too much current
That's
from
the
the
only-
electrical system.
no.
That's the only thing that kept working on that car. It's still
Like that
alive
would have been
today.
that would have been the cake top.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck. I'm like, dude. And at this point, black boxes don't exist, and if they do, they're fucking $600. And I'm like, no one's gonna have one of these down here. I go through the swap meet again.
I have one brand new in the box somewhere in the basement
Delete it.
that I've had. No. I have a brand new one
Yeah,
in the basement somewhere in a tote that I've had for 30 years.
yeah.
I
'Cause
just find
they're
it funny.
expensive.
It's probably worth
it's-
money.
Yeah, somebody
huge
would.
money. So now I guess there's a company Jason Whipple works with.
This is the 16 valve setup, right?
No, this is an 8 valve. I traded.
No, I know, but is
Oh,
it the same accumulator pump that runs
yes,
16
it's all the
valve
same
stuff?
shit.
Yeah.
It's all the same shit.
That shit's all that stuff is really
So
Yeah.
to preface this, the 16 valve stuff that's CIS
Yeah,
does
that's-
not.
yeah.
I think it still has an accumulator.
It
but
does. I
but
believe it's
It goes to the metering block. The metering block does its magic. I fucking hate CIS.
Yeah.
There used to be
mean-
there used to be an old meme before memes were memes. That was stole off Vortex. It's on my wall of Nene at work. It says, it's like to adjust CIS, use VW Special 2 1337 pictured here, and it's a sledgehammer.
I
and
was
it
going to
says
ask if it was a hammer.
it's a sledgehammer, and it says adjust CIS metering block with 1337 until VR6 swap is required.
Yeah,
and that's my fucking views on CIS.
Dude, we still have like in the back room we have the
blocks and shit.
No, we have like the actual graduated cylinders for measuring CIS volume from the injectors.
Wow.
So basically like the lines that go into the engine, you would literally put those into the graduated cylinders. You would run the pump and it would basically, as long as they filled at the same volume at the same time, you knew that they were operating properly. But it's weird that we still have those tools.
That I'm going to
It's
tell you
very
right now.
strange.
There's some fucking Mark 1 nerd or Mark 2 nerd who will pay you absorbent amount of money for that shit right now. It's fucking ridiculous.
Did you guys see the for sale thread for the CIS stuff some guy was selling recently?
No.
He wanted it was ridiculous because to restore a Mark 1 Rabbit with CIS, you're talking like all new fuel system stuff. If you can even find it, it is astronomical.
You know what's funny too is that CIS was Bosch's form of mechanical but electronic fuel ignition. Benz used it, BMW used it, Porsche used it. All these fucking manufacturers use it. You can still buy CIS lines for all those cars. Volkswagens, fucking speed. They're all fucking made of Coke cans and they're disintegrating.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck this fucking car. I'm going to have a good week at H2O. This is 2017, I think. So this is like the last year.
Yeah, I think 18
where they
was
canceled
my last.
Yeah, it was the year they canceled the show a week before the show. And I'm like, fuck this thing. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to go have a good time. And fast forward to fucking the last day we were leaving on Monday. I drive it to the Wawa, go get my Wawa, fill it up. And the best part about this car, it took regular fucking gas. And it was like, gas was cheap as fuck down there. And it took $22 to fill this thing from empty. Because mind you, it leaked everything that was in the pump, in the fucking tank on the ground. I filled it with $23, drove it home. It did not overheat once. I then drove it 4 more days to work on the leaking fuel pump. Mm-hmm. And it got like 580 miles to a tank. Damn. Out of $23. I was so fucking stoked. So
went from the worst car to the best car in
so time. At this point, I'm like, this thing's good. I don't want to try to find a black box. I don't want to fix this. I don't want to fuck with this thing. This held me over for a good year. My license is kind of decent. Maybe I'd get rid of this. Some kid posted on the VW Classify page. He's like, I'm looking for a TDI. I have this Mark IV VR wagon stick. GLX 01, fully loaded. He goes, I need something more fuel efficient for work. I go, I got this Mark II. I go, it got 580 miles on $23 worth of gas. And he was like, well, let's meet up. I'm in Connecticut. I was like, all right, cool. I'll meet you in Worcester. Drive to Worcester. I had a roof basket. I have crossbar, like Thule universal crossbars from a Vanagon on this Mark II, and a roof basket that I bought at Walmart for $60 to hold. Like, I was like, fuck it. If we're going to H2O, I'll be the support vehicle. Yeah. Throw it all in the roof basket. I get down to meet this kid in Worcester. I drive the car. This Mark fucking 4 VR is a fucking gem. Everything about it works. Auto dimming mirror works. The auto adjust fucking reverse works. It's got wood grain, Climatronic, AC blows fucking ice cold. Chains were just done. Clutch was... Everything about this car was fucking mint. It had the rear muffler deleted, but it still kept the resonator in the cat, so it wasn't obnoxiously loud, but it still sounded good. And we fucking drive each other's cars, and like, yeah, no, this is cool. I'm like, yeah, I just want my basket back. That's it. Like, let me just take the basket off. And he's like, wait, what? I go, yeah, I just want the basket. And he was like, it doesn't come with the car? I go, no, dude. I'm like, you can keep the crossbars. They have no use to me, but I want the basket. He goes, oh, I thought it came with it. I go, are you not going to do this trade? Straight trade, mind you. I go, you not going to do this trade because of the roof basket? He's like, well, I thought it was coming with it. And I was like, $60. You can fucking keep the roof basket, buddy. I don't give a fuck. I drove that VR home. 4 days later, he posted the thing for sale for $350. I was this fucking close to going down there with a trailer on the wagon and trailering it with the wagon that I just fucking traded this kid.
Yep.
$350. He goes, it needs something. It's leaking fuel. I have a turbo Miata. I don't have time to deal with this. $350 clean title. Wow. I go, he opened. I don't even think he ever registered it. I think the title was still in my name.
Yep.
And he just fucking gave it to whoever. $350.
Damn.
Yep. And I got a VR6 5-speed wagon out.
That's
color?
wild.
Silver.
Yep.
The only color Mark IV should come in.
Ooh, I don't know if I'd go that far.
Unless it's a R.
Silver German cars are my favorite. I love, don't get me wrong, I had a Jazz Blue. I love silver arrows, but
Spice Red is the best Mark IV.
I had one of those. No, I take that back. I had a Canyon Red. And I saw yours when you had the Spice Red, and I was like, I'll buy this Canyon Red. It's close enough. And that was that.
I love Spice Red.
Yep. And then, what did I do with that VR wagon? The VR wagon then prefaces into the Passat GT. Mm-hmm. which
Oh yeah, we wanted to talk about
We
that
wanna
because
talk
we
about
talk
that.
shit about that car.
talk shit about all you
and
want.
this is where this is another Volkswagen dropped the ball because they could have built a really cool. It goes along with the Beetle Dune. They didn't make the Beetle Dune all-wheel drive. They made it cool. It looked cool, but it should have been all-wheel drive, and it should have had a slight lift with a little bit knobbier tires, in my opinion, so you could physically use it as an off-road vehicle. The Passat GT, we said the seats sucked, kind of. They were flat, bolstered, not like the B6. You know, the B6 had like the nice...
big sport, the sport.
Yeah,
I had
the
a B6
sport
Passat
seats, yeah.
with sport
And-
sport interior. That car was nice.
And the GT, in our opinion, should have been a manual, potentially.
Yeah.
No,
So the DSG was all right. It was better than the Auto. We'll give it that. But people who wanted, right? People who like the Passat, I feel like also maybe the same type of people who would like the R32, which we all know the Golf R came manual eventually. It was the only thing you could get in the States because people knew the manual was the win for a lot of people, in my opinion.
so I got the Passat GT, and the only reason I could get a Passat GT was because I had this fucking wagon, and my insurance was cheap enough that I had a multi-car discount because I was able to get the Passat GT and have the wagon. My insurance is like $450 a month. With someone who's lost their license 3 or 4 times at this point and has God only knows how many fucking points on his license, I'll take $450 a month for insurance. My car payment was $400 too, so that wasn't fun. But either way, I digress. Passat GT, and you can quote George Canwick, the fixed ops manager for Volkswagen. I used to tell him all the time that VW has my phones tapped. A year before the Passat GT concept came out, I said, all VR6 Passats come with DSG, but you can't get a VR6 Passat in an R line, and the R line is objectively the better looking car. And I said it would be really cool if you could get a VR6 R line. That's what I would if it were me, I would build that. 8 months later, the Passat GT comes out. I'm like, you motherfuckers, you heard me. Like, it's someone fucking heard me. So it was a concept, and I said, if they make it, I will buy it. And you could pull up the Facebook post that I made about it. I said, I shared it. It was Travis Pastrana driving it like a fucking dickhead. And I was like, I'll buy it if they make it. And they fucking made it. And the first one off the truck was a black one. It was the first one in Mass to get one. And it came off the truck, and I saw it, and I literally turned around to from the back, went into my finance office. I go, there's no stock number. Here's the VIN. Write up a deal.
Yep.
And I fucking love that car. I don't know.
How many years do they make that?
1 year only.
18 only.
18 only. And they only made like 1,300 of them. There's like the official number is like 1336 or 1637 or some shit like that. I don't remember, but it's something small.
Yeah.
But they made a Passat 3.6
So you could get a
that had a DSG.
Right.
So
They all-
really,
they were
really
all-
all it was
Yeah,
a red stripe and wheels.
No, all it was.
The brakes were
no.
the same.
All it was a 3.6 Passat with R-line bumpers.
Right.
Yeah.
Because all Passat VR6s came with DSG.
And,
let me-
and a throatier exhaust.
So let me be,
and the
They did
exhaust,
something with
the
the
exhaust was completely different.
so they had an opportunity though. They had an opportunity to build a car that was really,
It was
in my opinion, it was an appearance package.
it's a parts bin special. It was how can we make a
That's exactly.
Passat really cool without spending any money?
Well, they could have made it way cooler.
But then nobody would have bought it.
Nobody's
Potentially,
buying, nobody's
but-
buying Passats anyways at this point.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I bought it
Arteon.
because it was
Nobody bought those.
nobody
either.
bought those either.
Kim bought one.
Not new.
Not new.
No, not
that's
new.
the problem.
Not new.
Your sale doesn't count.
But actually, those cars weren't marketed well because nobody
No,
even knows
folks.
what those fucking cars are.
Guess what? Fucking history repeats itself. No good Volkswagen has ever marketed well. Let's be realistic. But
You saw what they did with the R36 in Europe. It was an all-wheel
Yeah.
drive with sport buckets.
Yeah.
It had real aesthetics.
and it had DSG.
Yeah. And it was a DSG.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. The interior was completely different.
Right,
The
but-
body kit was completely different.
But Europe buy those cars. They sell a fucking T-Rock convertible in Europe, and
I
it
agree.
sells.
You know
I
what?
agree.
You know
You know,
what the
it's-
coolest fucking picture is? Is the guy in the lapis blue T50 Touareg towing the R32
Yeah.
with an R36,
R36,
all
yeah.
in blue.
Yeah, dude.
It's sick. But you know what the problem is? So I'm on the parts board for VW of America, and I'm the Northeast representation of 65 dealers. VW of America is not looked at as a partner from Volkswagen AG. VW of America is looked at as a customer to VW
Yeah.
of AG.
Yep.
VW AG makes the decision, and VW America has to deal with it. The only cars that they don't have to deal with it on are the ones that are US based market cars. So like when the Jetta GLI had a stick in 24 and no one else could get one, it's because VW AG had no say in it, because VW of America was built in Mexico. It was a VW of America only car. It didn't go everywhere else in the world. That's why we were able to retain the stick. The Passat GT is not built on the same platform as the Passats in Europe.
It was still
Right. It was
It was
American.
an-
It was
an
an American.
It was still on the
Passat.
PQ
Yeah.
chassis.
It was
Yeah.
the NMS.
They didn't get those
platform.
Passats.
Yeah, no.
No, it was completely different.
The US spec Passat was built in Chattanooga under the NMS
Right,
platform. So you couldn't get. And the other problem is because VW America looks at us as a customer and not as a partner, you're worried about cannibalization of your other sales.
Audi.
So
Yeah.
in this case, Audi.
Yep.
I mean, the Passat GT was $31,000 before employee discounting. It was like 38, and then if you put in destination, it was like 31 and some change. If you made that all-wheel drive, which by the way, the only transmission, you didn't even have a transmission at the time because the Golf R was already a 2.0 at that point.
Right.
If you made it all-wheel drive, that car would be what
40
something.
Yeah.
And now you're cannibalizing your Golf R, which is performance based, and nobody's gonna buy a A4 anymore.
We don't know that.
No, we do though,
We
because
do.
look at the Touareg.
No, not even the Touareg. Sorry to cut you off. Not
But
even the Touareg.
but that's a cult classic.
When did you?
I mean, yeah, they
when were
didn't
you
sell
at
new,
Portsmouth?
I was there from 13 to 2020.
Okay. VW dealt with this firsthand with the B5s. People would not buy an A4 because they realized that if I went to a Volkswagen dealer, I could get the same exact car for fucking 10 grand cheaper.
but unless you bought a W8, then you were a real boss.
Yeah, but nobody gave a fuck about those because guess what?
I know they didn't
weren't
make
marketed.
Any. They didn't make any. They made. I don't even know the numbers on the W8.
But yeah, to your point, yeah, like the Touareg was another.
Yeah, how many arguments I would get in with people that'd be looking at Touaregs, but then comparing it to, it doesn't matter because they don't care. Your average American badge shopper doesn't care. They would compare your $48,000 Touareg to a $44,000 Q5. Try to tell them it was a Tiguan, a fucking extended Tiguan. Nobody understood that.
Yep.
They just saw $48,000 Volkswagen, $44,000 Audi. And 9 times out of 10,
They went with the
that same customer was driving down Route 33 past the dealership in the Q5.
It's true,
Because-
and there's a that's the reason why the Phaeton didn't do well, because people like Ferdinand Piak was like, let's build an $80,000 a Bentley with a Volkswagen badge on it, and because so people that have money who don't want other people to know they have money will buy it. Well, people that have money want to know. They want everybody to know they have money. It turns out,
but hence why every dealer, when you had CC VR4 motions,
so good.
they all sat.
Yep.
Because nobody was paying $44,000 for a CC
Yeah.
when you could go buy an A4 for $44,000.
especially when you can buy them for like $2,500 like 5 years later.
you want a good watch? Jason Camisa did a Piak video on Haggerty.
I saw that.
If you watched it,
Yeah.
it's fucking fantastic. And that was the best thing about Piak was he was all about trickle down engineering.
Yeah.
If I make this fucking Bugatti with a W16, well, what else can we do with this platform? Oh, well, fuck it. Cut four cylinders off of it and take the turbos off. Shove it in a Passat. Cool. Why do you think a Bugatti has a Mark IV key? Because it was cheaper for them to make something for the expensive and then send it down. And now your lower level cars feel better and more quality, but you're also not spending any more money to engineer these parts.
Yep.
That's why I will die on this hill. VW died in 05.
He said you said 05 too.
05.
No, I gave it longer than that.
He thinks Mark V was
2009.
Yeah, I think Mark
2009.
V, Mark V B6 Passats, those were pinnacle.
So
I
that's
say anything after B5. So Mark IV, B5 and a half. What else is in there? The T1
Touaregs.
I think that was the last of the cars that were built to a standard.
And
I
that's
felt
my
like-
problem with the Passat GT because obviously my daily driver has been a B6 Passat for years with 4Motion and everything. And I work on basically all of those cars for the last, 10 years. So I could see where the Mark Vs started to I thought the Mark 6s were good and they were simplified, The Touaregs have always been a level above, and that whole geometry of that car. But when I saw the Passat GT, I was like, you're right. It all comes down to the boardroom, the marketing. It was a parts bin car that was pretty cool. I just felt like what's cool about Volkswagen, and it always has been, is that the parts are swappable. So we were saying, you could take the 4Motion system from a Passat.
Someone's done it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a guy
You could
on
do it.
Vortex, throwback,
Yep.
who's done a 4Motion swap on a Passat
GT.
Passat GT.
Yeah.
I mean, you worked on Tom McNanny's.
Yeah.
We
did
an
the
R-
Passat.
you did the big
B6.
brakes.
Yep. We did the bigger brakes, and
I think the Passat GT was a way for VW to say, nobody's buying this fucking car because over the last 10 years, SUV has taken over the market and nobody's buying sedans anymore.
did they end the Jetta? Is the Jetta done?
They're talking about it.
Yeah, I saw someone posted the order guides for 2027 though. So
So
at
they
least
are.
it's got-
As far as I'm aware,
We
I
have a
haven't heard
lot of
anything.
Jettas on the lot right
Yeah.
now. I've noticed they just sit. We just keep having to replace the wiring to the
The fucking oil
the level
sensor?
sensor because mice and whatever
Rodents,
else get in
bunnies
there.
and shit.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
just keep bunnies. Did you say bunnies?
Yeah.
There was a bunny sleeping under my Golf R the other day.
Yeah.
I drove around the building. There was a bunny taking a nap, and I had just repaired the wiring to the
You know
oil
why?
level sensor. And I'm like, all right, is it the fucking bunnies?
Well, the bunnies do it because the the underbody shield is high enough where they can lay on top of it, not be on the ground, and the motor's warm. We get bunny. Oh yeah, we
Fucking
have bunny,
rabbits
yeah.
are chewing my rabbit.
rabbits, and fucking rats, dude. They're brutal. But yeah, I mean, the Passat GT was a way to go. How can we
Make it
cheaply
spicy.
make a cool car?
Yeah.
And I commend VW of America for giving it the fucking shot. You
Yeah.
know, it was cool. That car makes, they say 280 horse. It's more than that. It's got some jam. I drove it to Helen one year. I got 36 miles to the gallon in that car.
No way.
Yeah. Swear to God. 36
Was that,
point, 36.4.
6-speed DSG too?
It's a
Yeah.
DQ 250,
Yeah.
which I'll go on record. DQ 250 is better than a DQ 231, but that's a technical conversation for another time. I got like 36.4 mpg somewhere in like North Carolina. I hit it, and it took regular gas. It was long enough where it was stable at high speeds. It came up. I got a speeding ticket in that. It's got a story. It is long enough wheelbase wise where it's stable at really good highway speeds. At 80 miles an hour, that car was churning $2,000 in RPMs, and it had all the torque to just stay in six and just. The exhaust was loud enough that you didn't want to. You're like, it sounds really good. I don't want to fuck with it. It just was a good everyday car.
You didn't get pulled over by a Stady.
I did.
Harassed for the exhaust.
No, not for that. I did get pulled over by Stady because I blew by him while he was taking a nap at 2:30 in the morning on 128 though, and he followed me into Lynn.
It wasn't the same guy, right?
No, it was a completely different car. Thank fucking Christ. But no, it was coming up 128 to the Route 1 on ramp, off ramp, and when you're coming up past Linfield Market, there's a bridge, you go over a road, so there's a bridge underneath you, but the Jersey barriers are wide enough that a cop in the left lane, mind you, gets into the left breakdown lane and backs up, so you can't see him because he's behind the Jersey barrier. I blew by him doing obnoxious speeds. That car was limited to 120. It started taping you off at 112. I fucking made sure
You're crazy, dude.
Dude, all the time.
Just risking it, dude.
Yeah. No.
Allegedly.
It was he must have been taking a nap because like I said, I couldn't sleep. I was like, fuck, I'm going out for a drive. I'm gonna go for a rip. And I fucking blew by him doing like 110.
Allegedly.
And when I blew by him, as I was blowing by him, because they have LED headlights, so I saw the reflective strip on the back of the car, and I was like, fuck. And the second I flew by him, his headlights turned on. I was like, shit. So I fucking let off. Like, once I saw the reflective strip, I let off. I didn't hit the brakes. I just let off and let it coast. And I just kind of crested over the hill and just started changing lanes and got off at 129 in Lynn, and he fucking followed me for 10 minutes into Lynn.
You're like, I'm not running.
I'm not, I'm just,
I'm evading you.
There's a difference.
yeah. So I knew
Sneaky.
Yeah. So he fucking pulls me over in this residential neighborhood, and he's like, yeah, you're going a little fast back there. And I go, yeah, I'm like, because there was another car, a Jeep Grand Cherokee, who was kind of just, I don't know, being a fucktard. I don't know if he was drinking or what. I was like, yeah. I go, you saw the Jeep back there? He goes, yeah, the one after you? I go, yeah. I go, he was kind of swerving. I go, I didn't feel comfortable, so I kind of just sped past him because I didn't want to be near him. And he was like, that quickly? And I go, listen, I there's no one else on the road. I couldn't gauge how fast I was going. And he's like, all right, I'll be right back.
I couldn't read my gauge.
Yeah.
I didn't look down at the
I was going too
speedo.
fast.
Yeah. So he fucking takes my license and my reg, and he comes back like 5 minutes. He goes, I'm going to get you for 80 and a 50 and a 65. I'm going to cut you a break, give you 80 and a 65. And you're going to go about your night. I said, thank you, sir.
Because I'm not going to jail.
I'm not
we're
going.
good.
Well, that's the thing. You're getting arrested, and he's towing your car.
Exactly. So I was
But
like,
he didn't clock him, did he?
no, so that's the best part was he knew that I knew he wasn't running radar.
Yeah, no way.
There's no way. So he did the age old estimated and then radar when
So
he
you
was.
fought it.
I fucking fought it.
And you won.
They knocked it down, but yeah, that one.
That's good.
Yeah, it was bad. But yeah, I mean that car was awesome, man. And to preface the fact that it is a longer wheelbase car, you could get a 2.5 Passat in a stick, and I've driven it. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
It is terrible car. And I will tell you, VW hasn't made a good stick since the Mark IV.
Mark 7, I don't know. I drive my Mark 7 Golf R daily.
I liked my Mark 6.
with mods. Better clutch. It's upgraded clutch. It's
Yeah.
got a short throw. That car, you know the car.
Yes, but stock. That stick is very numb. Was your clutch, you had a Dieselgate short shifter or anything like
Nope.
that? No? Just
Stock clutch, stock shifter.
See, I never driven enough Mark
I thought
6s.
stock Mark 6 drove great.
Yeah.
I never driven enough.
with a
Yeah, see, I would say Mark 7s are terrible. Like everybody
They're-
has a
they're so numb.
hard on over manual all tracks.
No.
They drive like
yeah, but that's
garbage.
a 1.8. We talked about that.
No, but even the 2.0s.
with the Golf R, it
it's
was
just-
completely different.
I got a DSG when I got mine because I didn't like the way the manual felt.
I would also argue there's
I
a
don't drive
difference in
stock cars,
quality
so I don't know.
versus Mexican built versus German built.
Yeah,
Which
that's
the
true.
R's have.
Is the Alltrax German built though, right?
No, they're Mexican built.
Oh, that is
So that's the other big plus of VW going back to making ICE products in Mexico,
yeah.
because there's a chance we'll get another wagon.
Yep.
Big fan of wagons.
Big
Love
fan
a
of
big,
wagons.
a Mark 8 wagon.
Did a whole
I
episode
had-
on it.
Yep.
I had.
I will
two-
admit though, the Alltrack with the DSG was better.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I am a big fan of the 6B DQ 250 DSG because the 231 that's in my car now, or a 281, does not feel nearly as engaging as the old 6-speeds.
That's the 7-speed deal.
Yeah, the 7-speed is not nearly as nice. It doesn't feel as crisp. It doesn't feel as... Like, I get in that Mark 8, and there are times where it's slipping the clutch on purpose. And I'm like, no, I think they've realized, they were like, because they put it in the Taos too, they were like, how do we make this not feel like a manual
manual
in traffic, which
Yeah.
was the only appeal of a DSG.
Yep.
And
Right.
it's slid. Like I'll pull out, like if I'm in traffic and I see a brake, I'm like, oh fuck, I'll go. I'll fucking put it and
Have
it
you tuned it?
no. It's
Because I'm
you
wondering
can't.
if that would
Can't, it's too
change.
new.
It would probably change.
Oh
the
yeah,
whole driving
absolutely. It needs a
dynamic.
DSG tune for sure.
Yeah.
But it's too new. I can't do anything with it, and it's a lease. But
What color is that car?
it is slate blue, which in Europe it's a different color. I forget what it's called.
It's a good color.
I like that
Fuck,
color.
I
a
love
lot.
that color.
Yeah.
I hated that color. I thought it was going to be like silk blue when it came off the truck. And all the press photos were like this ugly fucking silk blue color. I'm like, dude, just retire this fucking ugly color. I'm so sick of it. And it was the second one. We had a white one, and that blue one came off the truck. And I walked out back, and I looked at it, I said, oh no. Oh, this is not so blue.
They got me.
I'm like, fuck, this is really nice. And my shop foreman was like, you should do the blue. And I go, yeah. And he's like, everyone's going to buy a white one. Everyone's going to buy a black one. Everyone's going to buy the fucking Urano gray one. He's like, nobody's going to buy the blue. He's like, buy the blue.
Yep.
And I did, and it's the fuck. I see them all every day, and I'm like, yeah, no, the blue is still
There's a
the
white
best
one like
fucking
5
color.
blocks down from me.
Yeah, it just blends in.
Yeah.
Did they do a Jetta in that color too?
So they have a new color called Monument Gray for the Jetta, and it's like a bluish gray color.
I think.
You can get it on the GLI. It's a really nice color too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they have that other
have-
awful, ugly ass blue that they put on the GLI.
Yeah, it's like a weird.
Yeah, I forget what it's called,
babyish
but it's
blue.
absolutely
Yeah,
terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's funny to talk about colors. Is back to my whole VW has my phones tapped. I used to bitch and complain to George Canowick, again, the fixed ops manager for the Northeast of VW. And I used to bitch to him and say, dude, the Canadian market, Golf R and GTI, gets the Spectrum program. I go, why the fuck? I go, the cars are coming over the same boat. They're the same fucking car.
To this
Why-
day, they're still doing it, or
No. So in Europe, I think you can still get the Spectrum program in Canada and in Europe. So I was like, dude, why don't we get this? This doesn't make sense. I go, they're coming from the same port. They're going to the same port. They're the same car. They're world vehicles. Why don't we get this? He's like, I don't know. 8 months later, they came out with the Golf R Spectrum program.
oh, really?
I was like, dude, someone is fucking taking my ideas. I should be on a board for VW because it's ridiculous.
You
at this
are,
point.
but it's just your name and your text messages and no credit to you.
my 7 names.
Yeah.
The text, my name is longer than the text
But
message.
they're all blacked out. All your name is, and it's just your text.
It's like the Epstein files. Everything's
Exactly.
just redacted.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's
They got some awesome colors for.
I have.
Spectrum program.
I guess I found out recently those Spectrum books are like fucking selling for like $400 now.
Really?
I have 2 of them sitting at my fucking desk. I hoard everything. That's the other problem with owning Volkswagens is I hoard everything. Oh, this part's getting discontinued.
How
I
many
should
sets
fucking
of
buy
wheels does Al have in his basement?
I got them all.
So you're like, yeah, you're like me. We talked about this.
No,
I mean,
I have 3 whole 80s Ford's trucks right now sitting doing nothing because I want all the parts.
Because you
Yeah.
owned a Volkswagen once.
literally, it's the same mentality.
I think I think when I cleaned out the garage, I was up to 31 sets of wheels at one time.
Yeah.
And I mean, I BBSs obviously because again, if you go back to my childhood, touring car racing, BBSs are hand in hand. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So I
Motorsports, baby.
owned. I would buy BBSs even if they weren't my bowl pattern, just to fucking have them.
Yeah.
Because at the time, you can get a set of 15-inch or 16-inch RSs for under $1,000. Nobody wanted these things.
I paid $700 for mine shipped from Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't
mean-
even talk about RMs right now.
Yeah. Well,
Ridiculous.
I
Nick-
bought Virgil's set. Granted, they needed to be completely redone,
But
but
who gives a shit?
I grabbed them, threw them in my basement. Bought Buckley's 3 spokes.
I miss those wheels.
You know?
I mean, Nick Kramarchek, so Nick for Unity, I think bought the wheels that are on Rachel's, the BBSs that are on Rachel's car, the BBSs that are on his car. I can't remember one of them. He bought those $270 shipped from Japan during COVID.
Yep.
Off
Damn.
of like Kruber.
Yep.
It was
That's where I
like,
got mine.
They were fucking dirt cheap for the longest time.
Kruber's like 1,000 to ship 16.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
now
It's
it's
insane.
What's crazy is their shipping price is kind of based off how much you paid for it. Because if you can buy 4 15s for $300, shipping might be $600. But the same 4 15s that are $1,000, it's now $1,000 to ship.
To ship it.
It's I don't understand how
use-
they do it.
So I have an online store. I have 2 online stores at the dealership, and there is a thing in this fucking e-commerce world called real-time shipping. And then there is another base of shipping where they base it off of the price of the part.
Yep.
And you can set up your margins as to if this part is X amount of money, it will ship for this amount of money.
Yep.
So like I hate it because I sell car parts, and I mean, let's be realistic. An ECU is $1,500, $2,000, but it's the size of a Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
But I can't, if I do my shipping based off that, because it's $1,500, it's now $800 to ship it. When in reality, it cost me $4 or $5 to throw it in a flat rate box and ship it out. I fucking I don't do it. And I think I've noticed a lot more people are doing it that way because the online market is a fucking race to the bottom like wholesale. And it's just another way to make a little bit more money to offset the fucking cost of everything. It sucks. But it is what it is.
I also wanted to touch on you kind of grew up around all the people / the groups and whatever that like we kind of loved, but we were far enough away that it didn't always make sense back in the day to go down there. I just kind of wanted to touch on like the people and the clubs or whatever you want to call them back in the day that you surrounded yourself, whether you were surrounded by.
I was extremely grateful to live in the area that I did. Being the city, it was kind of everyone had, like, if I was into VWs, there was a million different other people who were into VWs at the time. And it's funny enough because, like, I don't know how New Hampshire is. Like, in Boston, like, the South Shore doesn't go to the North Shore. The North Shore doesn't go to the South Shore.
Well, I mean, we had the Seacoast.
Yeah.
You had the Grimwater.
Yep.
That was out in Seacoast. You had the Milford kids.
Yep.
Then the Nashua kids kind of were
Nashua
mixed
had
in
a
there.
crew.
But Nashua, you had the Manchester guys.
Yep.
Matt Murphy and all them.
Yeah.
And you had a group up in Concord. They had their get-togethers. The Plastow. Like, there's
cliques.
there's
Woburn
sections.
The Woburn meets was a big thing too.
Yep.
I guess, I mean, VW. as a brand-
Nashua guys were close enough to Mass where
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
felt like it was Woburn and like some of
Woburn and
those,
the Burlington area.
Yeah.
So like, VW as a brand is their biggest market is the Northeast. So everyone I feel like in the Northeast has some connection to a Volkswagen.
Yep.
And like I said, I think at the time VWs were just like Honda kids, like the Flav days and Route 16 street racing and everything. Like Hondas were getting stolen left and right, and like VW kids were different. Like it's funny because I always laugh at joke about how there's like a timeline of how you become an adult coincides with if you're a VW kid or not. So like I feel like if you like BMX bikes and like action sports hardcore music or even like rap music, but like if you weren't like if you were like that outcast type of kid, you somehow ended up gravitating towards Volkswagens.
Yep.
They were quirky, they were quirky cars and quirky people fucking own them. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, like I've been very grateful to live in the area that I do and have since I was a child. And I mean, VWs have always been an imprint on my life. I'm trying to think, like the first time I ever saw, like the first car that I ever fell in love with besides a G body, a neighbor of mine had a Mark 1 TT.
Yep.
Spoiler recall, which I don't know if you know, the Mark 1 TT originally did not come with a rear spoiler. There was a recall in Europe because the cars would flip over at like 130 kilometers an hour if you took a turn too fast.
They didn't have enough understeer.
Yeah.
They actually changed the control arm.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I swapped them back on my TT to have less understeer.
Yeah.
For the track because it's better.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were literally at like highway speeds. They were like
it would be twitchy, and
They
you would
would
like
crash.
take it and it would flip because they made so what's crazy is they made this whole fucking jig at Audi that would like line up the holes perfectly to drill it and everything like that. But so a neighbor or someone in my neighborhood at one point when I lived in Somerville, someone had a Mark 1 TT in aviator gray, and I remember being a kid and just staring at that car going, whoa, it's 2000 it's 2000, it was a 2001. So I'm like, this looks like nothing out right now. Like, this is wild to me. And I just remember that being ingrained in my head. And then, like I said, at becoming a teenager and all of my other friends having Volkswagens, and then Joey Sun being around and Kevin Santos and all the VW kids in Medford who, and then like all the guys in Somerville. So like Buckley with like Boston Euro unit and shit like that. Like all these local guys had VWs. And once I got hooked on one, it's like when you own something like a car and you go, fuck, I never see this car. Now I own it and all I do is see it.
Yep.
Well, yeah. Once I saw one Volkswagen I liked, it wasn't hard to spot out all the Volkswagens I liked. So when I finally got a license and got my own Volkswagens and stuff like that, I just started popping around to different things because I was like, oh, fuck, you own this car. I remember seeing that when I was a kid. Or you own this. And I got myself so deeply rooted in it. I have a knack of having ADHD, and when I get into something new, I dive all the way in.
Yep.
There's no like, oh, let me test no, it's like I got back into playing guitar again for the first time in 20 years. And instead of just going out and getting like a Squire, I was like, yep, no, we're going out and getting like a used made in America fucking Fender. Like we're getting to like, I don't know how to do things half-assed.
Yeah.
It's all or nothing with me, always. So when I got into VWs and it was my turn to get into them, I just dove right in and I just started going to everything and anything I could and just getting myself involved. Like I said, I'm a North Shore kid. I don't go to the South Shore, but
Fuck those guys.
Fuck those guys. Fuck the South Shore. Bob Pizza's garbage. Joey's son worked at Minuteman with Joe Booth, and Joe Booth would go to Volkshore. He was a Volkshore kid. And I met when I first like really got really close friends with Joey's son. He was like, oh, you'll really like this guy Joe I work with. He's a Mark III kid. And me and Joe became best friends too. And I met him one night. He's like, oh yeah, you should come down to Braintree. We do Volkshore. And I went down and like I got in bed with Volkshore and was hanging out with them all the time every Wednesday. And I surrounded myself with anyone who was willing to fucking hang out. Yep. And I just got deeply, deeply rooted in it.
The way it should be.
Absolutely. And I mean, I think New England as a whole gets overlooked on everything. Whether I think we're an underrated music city. If we want to talk Harleys, I think the Northeast has the sickest FXRs. I think the Northeast always gets overlooked because of New York and other big areas, or Florida, like all these places that can do this shit year round, where we're stuck in a fucking closet for 6 months because it's winter. We build rad shit here.
Yep.
And I think having that access to all those different crews and groups and crews and everything, and building the rad shit and seeing it firsthand, Broke Status, like seeing the tail end of Broke Status,
Yep.
Old Man Tom and fucking J Fay and all them, Grant, and then like NEK, seeing all of those, and then obviously getting into working for the brand and becoming a parts guy and helping those same guys look for the shit that they need to restore cars. It just worked hand in hand for me. It was perfect. I've gotten so much rare shit to restore, like chassis restored cars, because these guys are like, hey, I remember you from years ago. You do parts. Can you help me out? And I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll do that. I have no problem doing that.
Absolutely. It's a connection that runs so deep, and you kind of, for a lot of people, you keep it with you for whatever, or you keep it with you always for whatever you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, and there's so many different people who do this shit or into these cars and do other things. They're plumbers and things, or they're carpenters, or they're union iron, whatever the fuck.
Dude, like the kid that just replaced the well pump
Yep.
at my house.
Yeah.
He shows up with a Volkswagen hat, and Kim's like, what do you drive? He's got a bagged Gia.
Yep.
Turns
Fucking
out we
sick.
know him.
Yeah.
He's got a bunch of sick cars,
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, I think I've met you guys at shows and stuff like it. But dude, back to the Northeast, right? Do you think that there's a reason for that? Like, do you think, I would say one of the reasons might be education is very strong in the Northeast. Like, people are smart up here. Like, people are very smart. But also, I mean, you look at Cambridge, you know, you have some of the best schools in the world, right? So
isn't that small school you were talking about?
Yeah, that small school.
Yeah, that's
small group. That small group
we were talking about.
Idiots. No, no. And then also, you arguably do have to like it here enough to stay here, right?
Yeah.
Because it's terrible in the winter sometimes for most people. So you kind of have to have, like, you have a little bit of a badge of honor, right?
Yeah.
Because you're here, you have to earn it. And I think that maybe that builds a little bit of community too, because we all kind of like, yeah, we're not the friendliest sometimes, like most people are, but like, yeah, you down south, they might be a little friendlier because it's fucking 70 degrees or 80 degrees every fucking day. But yeah, we earn it up here, man.
Tom's fucking loving life.
He is. He does look like he's doing
But
well.
we also have 6 months to put things together, which is, if you can do it that way, is awesome.
Is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
You got
the
to
thing-
find a garage to just crawl into and stay in there.
Exactly.
to piggyback off that, I always love the internet meme of the two people who get stuck on the side of the road with a flat tire. In the South will drive by you and say, "Oh, that's terrible. Pray God that they make it through this," and keep driving. In the Northeast, in Boston, in New England, these people will pull over, tell you you're a fucking retard. Why did you hit this fucking pothole while changing your tire for
Exactly.
you? Putting it on and going, "Don't fucking do this again, moron. Have a safe trip,"
It's like
and then
real,
get in their car and
friends,
leave. Yeah,
real people, authenticity,
Exactly.
but also a little bit coarse and
Yeah.
a little bit of
I think-
abrasive sometimes.
I think
Oh,
VW.
yeah, we can be, but that's,
I think VWs specifically, I think geographically, because they do really well in Northeast, I think people just gravitate towards Volkswagens. I can look back at any point in my time, like what I found out after, like when I was a toddler, my father had a Fox, like a Volkswagen. I don't remember it, but like he had an Alpine Way Volkswagen. I went to school with a girl whose mom drove around a Mk3 ALH white Jetta.
hell yeah.
Like, I can think back at times when I look at, oh yeah, that was a Volkswagen there, or there was something to do with Volkswagen. My aunt had a Mark V Jetta when they were new. And I think because they do really well in the Northeast, I think if you're into cars and how well the GTI is done, you kind of just gravitate towards it. Like Southern California, Honda's huge. Honda is fucking massive in Southern California. And that's just the demographic and the people down there. That's what they like. I think that's how it is. I think so in the Northeast, we're different up here. And I think Volkswagens are a different brand. And we do shit differently up here. And they just ended up being VW.
What if you had one piece of advice for Volkswagen, what would you give them right now? If you were, like you said, you're kind of you work for Volkswagen, you're a parts manager, you
I love the brand.
what would you give for advice? And obviously Volkswagen of America is a customer of VW AG or whatever. But what would you say to them, like, hey, like this is what we need to do to like get more people on board, because they're arguably building some pretty boring cars right now.
Before I preface this, I think the only manufacturers who are building not shitty cars are the Americans. They're having a fucking ball of fun with V8s and everything, sports cars for everything, while the Europeans are slipping in this. We don't know if we need to be ICE vehicles and have internal combustion engines, or we need to be EVs. I think the European market as a whole
is different, obviously.
It's different, and it's in a really weird fucking spot.
Yeah. Well, Europeans want electric cars.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Americans
don't.
Not so much, I guess.
The range anxiety is a real thing, but I think
We're not set up.
no,
We're not
we
set
don't
up
have the
for it.
infrastructure.
not at all.
People do love their Teslas, though.
Yeah, well, that's
Sounds like a them problem.
exactly. Fucking, they blow themselves when they go
So
home.
give them a message. Tell
I
them
guess
what-
my thing for VW is you need to look at what got you here.
Yeah.
And I think you need to go back to that. Because in their chase to break 400,000 new car sales in a year, which has been their goal for the last 25 plus years. They've never done it. And in the meantime, they've lost the people who built them to where they are now. They were so focused on one thing that they forgot to appease the people that put them on the map in the first place.
Arguably the biggest cult following
You
of
know
any
what?
other brand, right? I mean,
Absolutely. By that,
enthusiast base that outs over any other manufacturer.
absolutely. I don't think. I mean, there was a time where VW sponsored car shows that we went to.
Yeah, they only
Besides-
do one now.
Yeah, and I mean, the only other brand that I know who kind of did that was Subaru with Wicked Big Meat, but that was, we're talking decades after VW was sponsoring Waterfest and all these things and H2O, and it was. I think they just need to look back and say, "Fuck, we kind of lost." Admit you lost yourself. It's okay, but realize that the only reason people still buy Atlases and Tiguans and Tauses and all this shit is because that's what they know, and they're gonna keep going back to it. But
Brand
they're
loyalty.
getting real fucking sick of it.
Well, they are cheap though. Some of them.
Yeah,
I mean-
until you got to fix it. Until your 20,000 mile Tiguan is burning oil because the valve seal's a shot.
Yeah.
Or it's leaking fucking water because the fucking sunroof is cracked. I mean, there's
I haven't owned a Volkswagen in, I don't know, close to 6 or 7 years probably. If I was going out to buy a brand new car tomorrow, I wouldn't be going to a Volkswagen dealership. And it's kind of
What
like,
would you? I mean, like,
To be honest,
what
I'd be
would you
going-
buy that's cool at a Volkswagen dealership
That's-
besides like
exactly.
the Golf R?
Golf R.
I guess, or the GTI.
But you're also
the Jetta
paying
is kind of.
You're
It
paying
is a
a
nice
premium to buy a Golf R nowadays.
Yeah, you're
when-
looking
50
at 55
exactly.
$56,000 to get a Golf R with the black package and the Euro package.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's insane.
I mean,
It's-
that's the one.
You can
It
go
is.
It is
spend
a
that
sick
money
car.
somewhere else for a lot more car.
Well, that's the thing. You start creeping into the S6. I mean, S3.
Yeah, so like that was like the big thing was like everyone was talking about they're gonna shove the 2.5 in the fucking Golf R. I go, no, they're not. One, Audi has already gone on paper and said we're never giving you the motor. It's proprietary to Audi. We're keeping it that way. But two, if you put a 2.5 in a Golf R, you're at 56. So you put a motor in it, they're going to charge at least 10 grand.
Yeah.
You can buy a base model RS3 for I think 68, $69,000. Like, why would you? And we get back to the Touareg thing. Why am I spending $68,000 on a Volkswagen when I can spend 60? I can spend 72 on an Audi, and my payments $100 more a month.
If they make it wide body and they put the 2.5 in, I'll buy it for 60.
But no, but before we cut it up, I mean,
Yeah.
like where you were at saying, like you buy what you know, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's the same thing. Like we just got another Atlas.
Yep.
Why?
Because you
Go drive a Grand Highlander. Go drive some of the other cars. We did. We drove Highlanders. We looked at the Tellurides. We looked at. It still has some sort of
Feeling.
feel in some sort
Yes.
of home that you still don't get
It drives
something
well.
else.
You're
It drives
also.
well.
It's still.
I will
drives
say you're
well
also,
and
I've got some. I've got some complaints with the Atlas.
You're also
but
biased,
It's still
though.
overall. It's still.
you're biased in a sense that you've been driving them for so long that nothing's gonna feel like it, but it's also not gonna feel like it because it's the only thing that you're used to.
Yeah.
But they do things well. Like they put the engine down low, so that it has a lower center of gravity, so it drives more like the GTI or the Jetta that you used to drive, or the Jetta that you drive now.
You guys know we got it a month ago. 600 miles it had 600 miles on it. We left for Tennessee. We put 2,300 miles on it in the course of a week. I would hop right back in it and put another 2,300 miles on it without even thinking about it. It was perfect.
They design things well. I think right now their biggest problem is it's German engineered, but it's assembled in all these places, and it's poorly assembled in certain situations.
But see,
They're
you know,
But that's
boring.
all new cars.
But you know
that's
what,
all
though?
new cars.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't think it matters where it's built
No,
because VWs have always been quirky. I just told you earlier when I had a Corrado, if you move the fucking heater controls, the window moved.
Yeah.
no,
That
that's true.
shouldn't
That's
fucking
true.
work. But it's a Volkswagen. That's what it is. There's a reason these memes exist. I think
That's true. B3 Passat is like a weird.
yeah, you have to fucking like that. Like you have to be a weird fucking kind of person to like some of the shit they've done.
Oh,
over the
yeah.
years.
Like who buys a Fox?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fucking who buys a
Weirdos.
Fox?
Yeah.
Fucking weirdos.
Your dad.
Fox?
My-
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
It was
though.
cheap.
Yeah, but you got to be a weirdo.
My dad bought a B3 Passat.
Yeah.
I drove by Sunnyside Acura the other day in Nashua, and they've got a yellow, whatever. I drove by a quick, whether it be a TLX or a TL, whatever it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
But
Oh, the
bright-
Integra.
the Integra,
The Integra
bright
Type A
yellow,
or whatever.
Type A, whatever
Yeah.
it was. But I was like, that's what we need. Like
Yeah.
just a little bit of spice, a little bit of
They
something.
need to give us back that weird, like
Quirky fucking car.
compact car that you got in the 2000s, late 90s.
I don't even think they
Sport
need to go that
compact car.
No.
I don't even think they need to go that far. Bring
No.
back a Golf. Bring back a wagon.
Bring back colors.
Bring back, but I mean, step in the right direction. I mean, I saw the order guide for the 27 Atlases. There's a couple of new cool colors coming out, a couple of cool interior colors, stuff like that. It's like, you get these breaths of like, almost coming back, and then it just seems it lasts for a year or two, and then it's gone.
And I
again.
understand they're fighting a changing world, right? Everyone wants gray, white, black.
They're hemorrhaging money too.
Yeah.
They're hemorrhaging money. And I think to add to that cool thing you see glimpses of, the SEL R-Line Turbo Tiguan, 268 horsepower Tiguan. It's a sportier car compared to the 200 horse. Like 68 fucking horsepower is a huge jump when you're comparing trims.
if they don't explode their turbos.
Exactly. There's an update for that.
But then I say like,
but that's a Volkswagen thing.
But that's the thing. You also don't buy, like, every time I've bought one, I've never been like, oh yeah, I'm going to buy this and this is going to be
It's
the
gonna be
most
perfect.
reliable vehicle, perfect vehicle I've ever owned. No. Whatever. Something's going to happen to it and it's not a big deal. There's also a reason why I don't own them out of warranty.
I think the tough spot for me was as I didn't need to buy this GTI that I have now, the 25. I think if I didn't work at a VW dealer, would I go out and buy one? Probably not.
Yeah.
Which is sad to say because it's as much as I love the car, I don't think I won't lie, VW's got an amazing employee deal.
Yep.
Is it still 13% off?
13% off sticker. That's
sick.
It's not like $1,300. No, 13% is huge. That dropped that GTI from 33 and some change or 34 to a $29,000 car.
Yep.
That car is amazing at $29,000.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But if I didn't have that employee programming and I worked at like, let's say a fucking Honda dealer, or would I be driving an SI instead? Probably.
Yeah.
Would I be driving a fucking, I don't know, like if I worked at Ford, I'd probably buy like a Lobo fucking Ranger. Well, not the Ranger, the Maverick.
I was
the
I was gonna
STs.
bring up Ford. Yeah, Ford makes the Explorer ST has been a 300 to 400 horsepower SUV for
Years.
the last 10 years at least. It's like, I don't know, the little things like that to me are what I feel like more people should be doing. And again, I understand they're fighting a world of people want throwaway stuff. People want boring for the most part, the majority. But like, I don't know, there's the handful that want the cool stuff.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't exist.
I think we're a minority too,
Agreed.
in the sense that more and more people, although the generations are changing a little bit, more and more younger kids don't want to go get their license anymore. More and more
That's
young
true.
kids don't give a fuck about cars.
Yeah.
Granted, is the manufacturer kind of their fault because they don't make cool shit? A little bit.
But 18-year-old kids aren't going out and buying a $50,000 GTI.
No, because nobody can afford
Yeah,
it either.
you can't
which
afford
is-
it.
Which
That's the biggest problem.
is the
No one
yeah,
can afford shit right now.
Yep.
No,
So it's hurting everyone.
absolutely. And I mean, I mean, you've been in the industry how long now?
I just hit almost 22 years
So you
between BMW and Mini.
So you lived through, like me, the global
World War
crisis.
II. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The global crisis in 08.
Yep.
And how that rocked the fuck out of the industry. And now here we are teetering this fucking impending economy crash that it's never going to happen, or it's going to fucking destroy everything.
Yeah.
One or the other. And people are just, it's hitting us. It's hitting us equally as much. People aren't buying new cars. They're just fixing them instead, which is nice.
is good and, well, it's
Good and bad.
It's good because we have work, but at the same time, some of those cars I don't want to fucking work on.
No, but dude, like people, it's so easy to total out a car. Like,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
people are coming in and it's like, I had a 13cc today. It was like clean and it was like, it needs everything. And
It's
it's
a
like,
TSI. Dan,
I told him in parts, I'm like, just quote everything aftermarket because there's no way if this guy's going to keep it, we got to go aftermarket.
I'll
Cause
see. You're better than me.
I quoted $16K on a car this week. Car had never been here before.
Oh, fuck them.
And it was here for something weird and a couple complaints. And I was like, I can't just deal with the complaints because let's just say they do it
Yeah.
and they leave here. So I ripped through the whole car. And he's like, why did you do this to me? And I'm like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Do you
know?
want me to ignore the ball tires?
Yeah.
Do you want me to ignore the
bad suspension.
The bad
Yeah, I was
suspension,
like, I can't. I'm like, I have to quote it all, and
Either we do
they
it-
can make their decision after that.
Yeah.
You know, and nope, they said just do the oil change and ship it. I'm like, cool.
For a
I
dealer-
didn't want to work on it anyways.
Yeah.
It sounds like you guys are busy, but up here,
Slammed.
it seems like the dealer level, it's like you get those rare customers where they're going to fix an old car, or it's like, well, I can just go lease a new one.
I,
So,
I have a question. Then we're gonna
that's fine.
we're gonna end
Yeah.
this.
Is
We're
this
gonna
a double
bring
episode?
Timmy back.
Yeah,
for a
we'll have to
second
bring him
episode
back
at
because
some
we
point.
probably
That's
didn't even
sure.
touch
Dude,
the
no, there's
surface
a
on
million
him.
things we could talk about.
So,
but-
like there's like a certain limit, like the age in the car. Do you guys see like older cars?
I was just saying off camera or off mic earlier, I had an 02 Eurovan the other day.
Okay.
My
Did you get a
shop-
bunch of Mark IVs or anything? Yeah.
Yeah, I had a Mark IV TDI wagon a week ago. I had a Too Slow wagon a couple weeks ago. I see a random Cabrio here and there. Well, I guess the question is what are we considering old now? Because the new wheels on the Mark 8.5 came out, and I was like, dude, those are sick. And they were like, yeah, it's a throwback to the Mark V Detroits. And I was like, that wasn't all that long ago. And then it hit me. I was like,
It was.
that was 20 fucking years ago.
Yeah.
So what are we considering old?
I mean,
Because I still get
do
EOS.
you
No,
see,
we don't-
do you
we don't
see
have
a lot
a
of
cu- we don't
Mark
have a
IV,
cutoff.
Mark V?
I
Yeah,
basically-
you don't have a cutoff.
no one
but-
will work on anything old.
Yeah.
I basically they come to me and
Yeah.
say,
You- the
will
cutoff-
you work
you
on
and-
this,
you-
this
yeah. you
the
and
Euro
Dale.
Van Riel.
You're the
Yeah.
you're the cutoff.
Yeah, Dale,
whatever you don't want.
Dale and I, we get like B5 and
I
a
worked
half,
with
so
Dale at Manchester
yeah.
Volkswagen in 04.
Yeah.
And he was like just coming in.
Yeah.
So
So, I
he's
mean,
been there.
me and
forever.
him, we basically get the old cars.
Yeah.
So like if it's
But like,
if
do you get a
it's-
lot of Mark Vs? Ish? No.
Mark Fives, I haven't seen it like a Mark V Jetta 2.5 we get all the time. Golf,
Yeah.
Golf
Rabbits
or
and
Golf
shit like
2.5, like the later Mark 6 stuff.
Yeah.
Mark 6 stuff a lot, but it's a lot of it seems like time wasting stuff for us. It's usually a diag.
Yep.
The car needs everything under the sun.
That's how I feel about
And
first
I'm
ones.
always like, I try to not think with my wallet. I try to think with like the customer's best interest. So it probably burns me a lot, but I sleep better at night. Telling them, hey,
Yeah.
like this is everything your car needs. That's why sometimes I have to work with parts, and Paul's really good with that, and Greg's really good. And they'll be like, listen, we're gonna throw this number at you. This is the OEM number. This is what we can do aftermarket. We don't have the warranty on this as well because it's not factory parts. But yeah, I get a call the other day for a Eurovan 24 valve VR6. The guy needs intake bushings.
The
And I was
flap
like,
runners, yeah.
let's call Groovin Parts.
Yeah,
I was
we
like,
can do
let's
that.
get Groovin. So I looked up Groovin Parts and I was like, oh, they still make those.
Yep.
So I gave him a quote. I was like, I went a little heavy on the quote because I'm like, it's a come
to
to find
pat-
out,
pat it a little bit.
It's a Rialta
Yep.
Eurovan.
Ugh.
So it's the whole camper with the Winnebago and all that stuff.
Do you
so.
have a lift that holds those? I don't.
I do.
My
So we can
alignment
shut the
rack is
door.
the only thing.
So I've done ball joints on a Rialta. I serviced a Rialta. There was 2 Rialtas that I used to service, and I didn't mind it because the guy, I knew he. It's weird with the quirky old cars.
Mm-hmm.
People will spend the money, and they will spend extra if you care about them.
There
and
is-
that was always me. So I was like, well, this is going to take more time,
Yep.
but I'm going to charge more time because no one else wants to touch it. And I think that like I always felt like when Ken retired, there was a foreman between me and him, and then I eventually was like, well, I didn't get the air cooled knowledge as much as I thought I was going to get, but I felt like there was a torch passed down where it was like I have to honor like these old cars because where do these people take them? You know, this is the dealership.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, we should still be trained on old shit. We should be like in Germany, You can probably take a 94 Volkswagen in and everyone there will be capable of working on it.
Yep.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's how it should be. If you bring an old Ford to a Ford dealership, there's a pretty good chance
There's an
that you're
old
gonna
timer
be-
there that knows what he's doing.
You know, and that's just how I feel that it should be. So
I think it's funny because as I wear a Harley Davidson hat, certain Harley dealers, if it's not a twin cam, so twin cams came out in 98. If it's not an EFI twin cam, like a all around EFI, so like 06, if it's older than an 06, they will not bring you in.
Because they don't have a guy that can work on it.
They don't have a guy that will work on it.
Yep.
They can't get the parts for it, or it's a hard time to get the parts, or they know people who buy these older ones are not going to put the money in it. And if they do, they don't want to be at fault because they're going to have to warranty this work. I think I do see a lot of the older stuff. I do get a random phone call for like air cooled Beetles and buses and shit.
that's a tough one.
It is tough. And I mean, even like I get calls for like Mk2s and stuff like that. I get a lot. I think people know me now outside of the VW community to know that I have a really big wealth of knowledge of these shit boxes. And I say that with love. So people just call me all the fucking time for like random shit. Like I got a guy the other day calling me with a Mk3 Jetta VR that needed keys. And he was like, I know you can't get the blanks anymore, but like,
Can you cut it?
can I cut it? And I'm like, I don't have a cut machine anymore, but you can buy the blank on eBay and bring it to a locksmith and they can code.
We have a
Like,
cut machine.
I don't have a cut machine anymore.
That's good to know.
I think it's hard too because like you're passionate about it, so you want to bring that bus in or that Beetle
Fuck
and the
yeah.
air cooled stuff because it's sick and like you want to do it, but like there's
The
a
techs
point
hate you.
where that and there's a point where you
Well, yeah.
might not just be able to bring it in.
Yeah,
if no one can touch it.
It was ingrained in me when I started the dealership life. So my father was a parts guy for my entire life, and then went to Planes and became a parts guy for Planes. And I'm very much I hate the fucking terms dealership. I fucking hate the terms dealership because just because you had a bad experience one time does not constitute that we're out to rob you.
Yeah.
It's not what we're here to do. We, like you said, if I'm going to quote a car, I can't ignore the stuff that you fail to maintain.
Yep.
I legally can't do that. So I always do my best, like you, to think for the customers. Like, all right, they're coming to me because they know I have the professional expertise on this, and I take pride in knowing that. So I have to. I feel like it's a service that I'm here to offer you the service. I have to do it to the best of my ability. Whether or not you can afford that, whether or not you want to afford that, this is what I have and this is what I can give you.
Yep.
There's no shame in saying, "Hey, this isn't
probably
isn't worth keeping this car."
I tell people that all the time. People come to me all the time with old Touaregs, like T2s or T1s, and like, hey, I need this. And I go, it's either discontinued or it's not worth it.
Get rid of it.
I'm like, dude, just go aftermarket. It's not worth coming to me for it. And it's the sad truth.
Minimal parts left for T1 Touaregs.
Minimal parts for any dude. I had a 30th anniversary. We'll end this real quick. I had a 30th anniversary GLI, which is a 14, and I bought the last sunglass holder in the country. It was discontinued. It was 12 years old.
Yep.
It's a Mark 6.
They want you to throw it away.
Yeah, it's fucking sad, man.
Yeah.
It is sad.
All right.
My ass hurts.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Mike
Anywho.
wanted to get out of here about 40 minutes ago.
I've been sleeping for 45
Yeah.
minutes.
I'm sorry,
it's
Mike.
tough.
That's my fault.
No, it's
You're
I.
good. That
He
was a lot of
texted
good
me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit!" So 15
Let
minutes
me. I
late.
mean, like I said, I have no problem coming back up
yeah.
there. We can totally talk.
Yeah,
about
we should
anything
we
and
should definitely have you back for a part 2. Because I feel
Absolutely.
like there's a lot of stuff that we can
I thought
dive
this was
into.
2 parts.
everything.
I mean,
you
I
can
could
make 4 episodes out of this fucking
I
thing.
could clip it. I'm just. It is what it is.
Nah, it is what it is.
But
But yeah,
all
no, I
right.
mean,
Yeah. So that's it. And
Love you, Tim.
yeah.
You guys.
No, this
Yeah.
is.
Thank
this
you for
is-
having me.
coming
This
I
up.
is
just
fantastic.
I just need to come up with a title.
Dude,
It's got to
we're
say
good.
something about like were you bullied on Vortex? Like,
Oh my
that's gonna
God,
be the
yeah,
title for
yeah.
it.
Were you bullied on Vortex? You might be entitled to
Exactly.
compensation.
Or
Exactly.
just
That's actually
use the
not
beer
bad.
emoji and just,
Beer
that's The
emoji?
name, that's the name of the episode. Just the beer emoji.
Beer emoji, INB B4TL, in before threadlock.
Yeah.
Like just all of the fucking.
There you go.
students.
That's actually done.
in
Done.
before
Done.
threadlock.
There it is.
Yep.
Beer emoji.
So
All right, you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Amazon Music, and Pocket Cast. You can follow us on Instagram, 3 Pedals Podcast, Carhouse. You can follow me at Capone, Mike at send__it, Dan at Dan J Pendleton, Ben at Jen_Benson, and Tim at Timmy 4 Names.
that is it.
I'll link everything. And thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Later.
Yeah.
Laters.
Yeah, if you have a fence.